First at 4, after months of scandal at the top of New Haven's police department, the Elm City now has a new chief just sworn in this afternoon. And one of his top priorities includes rebuilding trust.
And we want to get right out to Matt McFarland, your reporter covering New Haven County, live outside Police HQ with the story. Hey, Matt.
Hey there, Brian and Carol. During today's ceremony, heard a number of people describe how David Zannelli stepped up to the plate during what they said was a pretty chaotic last 4 months, confronting the then police chief over missing money. Now he's leading the department full time, and he says he's determined to rebuild and repair. Chief David Zannelli taking the oath of becoming New Haven's new top cop, set to lead the Elm City's police department and its 400 members. Zannelli joined the NHPD in 2008, rising through the ranks from leading major crimes and homicide investigations to eventually an assistant chief. This winter, Zannelli was thrust into leading the department after he and other assistant chiefs first confronted then Chief Carl Jacobson over money missing from the confidential informant fund. Jacobson allegedly admitting he had a gambling addiction, wagering millions on sporting events. It led Mayor Justin Ellicott to nominating Zannelli as acting chief, with New Haven's Board of Alders unanimously approving the recommendation last night. Now he says he's ready to get to work with the focus on reducing violent crime, engaging with the youth, and being present in communities with increased walking and bike patrols.
As chief, our mission moving forward is straightforward, but not simple. We must protect our community while earning the trust of the community every day. We cannot succeed without the trust of the community we serve. Trust is not built through words alone. It is built through consistency, transparency, and engagement.
Now, plenty of other chiefs from around the state, a number of departments at the ceremony today to offer congratulations and support. You're going to hear from one who says he was not surprised by the pick, saying Zannelli showed great leadership from a young age as a young officer. Again, that part of the story coming up at 5. Your reporter live in New Haven, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Matt, we'll see you next hour. Thank you very much.